Hello, I am Sam from SLP School of English. Welcome. This is a demo class for the basic level. Remember, follow us on Instagram at slp.english. Are you ready for the class? Let's go. Okay, so first question. There's a dirty spot on the ceiling. There is a dirty spot, una mancha, on the ceiling. Do you know the word ceiling? El techo? Okay, yes. So we have to choose a preposition. Okay, and we get 4. On, in, at, into. So the correct one is on. But why? Why is not correct in the ceiling or at the ceiling? Even into the ceiling. Okay, into is a preposition of movement. Okay, so we use into when we go from one place to another. Okay, inside one place. So we are outside. Let's imagine that we are here and we go into the room, for example. Okay, but that is not the case. We have a room and the spot is on the ceiling. It's not into the ceiling, right? Okay, then let's take a look at at. At is a preposition of place, that's true. But this is a preposition that we use in very specific moments. Es para cosas muy específicas, okay? So, like for example, at the window, at the door, at the bus stop, okay? It's like we use it when we are next to some small places in a bigger one, okay? So the ceiling, again, that's not the case. Let's continue. In. When do we use in? Okay, so in is, again, a preposition of place, but like into, that means that something is inside. Okay, something is inside. So if we imagine that this is a room, okay, the floor, the walls, and the ceiling, in the ceiling could be like you can open the ceiling and put the spot in. Doesn't make sense, right? No está en, dentro. So we have to use on. Let's see, we use on when we talk about the surface of something. For example, this stain or the dirty spot is on my hand, okay? It's on the surface. So that could be like on the floor, like here, on the walls, or on the ceiling. Okay, you got it? So on the ceiling is the correct answer. Very good. Let's continue with the second question. What did your mother tell you when she found out? What did your mother tell you? ¿Qué te dijo when she found out? Cuando se enteró. Okay, so we have two verbs, A, tell, and B, say. C and D are the past tenses of tell and say. Say, said. Tell, told. So, why cannot we use past in this sentence? Okay, in fact, we are using past. Estamos usando pasado. Take a look here. Did. We have did, right? This is the auxiliary verb for the past, simple past. So when we use simple past in questions, we use the auxiliary. But then here, we do not use the past tense, okay? The past tense is only in the auxiliary, okay? So then we cannot use past, like said or told. So we have two possibilities, tell and say. Okay, so which one is correct? Say and tell are similar, but not the same. Okay, no son exactamente lo mismo. So we say something when we, like in Spanish, decimos algo. But tell, we use tell when we tell something to someone, okay? When we tell someone something. So tell is like contar a alguien, okay? So if you pay attention to the sentence, we get, what did your mother tell you? This you is the key, okay? That is the key. We said, tell someone, tell you, tell me, tell him, okay? But with say, we don't use this structure. We don't say you, okay? We say to you, say to her, say to him, okay? But here we don't have preposition, so tell is the correct answer. Great. Let's move on to the question number 3. Okay, 3. Do you think you'll be able to do it? I think that's a pretty common mistake in Spanish. So I think yes. We normally tend to use yes like in Spanish. Sí. Okay, but I think yes is not pienso que sí. I think yes would be something like pienso sí. Pienso sí. Does it make sense? Not really, right? So I think yes is not possible. Okay, so why not then? I think that yes. That makes more sense, right? I think that yes, yo pienso que sí. Why not? It's not correct. Okay, yes is a word that we cannot use in a sentence, okay? I think that yes is not possible in English. That is not Spanish. So yes can only be used isolated. Cuando está sola, okay? So we use yes alone, isolated from the rest of the words. It's like, yes, I think I will be able to do it. Yes, comma, okay? But separated. We don't use yes in a sentence. So again, that yes sounds Spanish, but is not correct. 2 possibilities. D, if. If means sí in Spanish, but this sí is conditional. We use it for conditions, okay? Like, if you come to the party, I would have fun, okay? If you come to the party, si vienes a la fiesta, okay? Conditions is not just like affirmative. So this is not the sí that we are looking for. We only have got one more option. So, okay, I think so. And what does it mean? I think so. Yo pienso eso, okay? We would translate this to Spanish like something like eso pienso, okay? Eso creo, eso pienso. Okay, very good. Next one. 4. What are you going to say in the interview? Okay, so again, we have the same issue with tell and say, right? So here at the beginning, we have to know that D is not correct. Saying continuous form, okay? The progressive form. So that is not what we are looking for. Why? Let's take a look at the verb. Are you going to? Be going to. Be going to. What is this verb? Be going to. Future, right? Yes, that's future. So then, are you going to saying? Are you going to say? What are you going to say? ¿Qué vas a diciendo? Doesn't make sense, right? Okay, so not possible. And this one, told. What is told? The past is the past of tell. So future and past? Not again, right? So not possible. 2 possibilities here, tell and say. Okay, we already mentioned the difference. Ya comentamos un poco la diferencia, right? So what are you going to in the interview? Okay, here we are not telling anyone, no le estamos contando a nadie. Okay, we are just saying, estamos diciendo. ¿Qué vas a decir en la entrevista? Okay, what are you going to say? in the interview. You see, you tell someone, okay, that you can just say things. Decimos cosas, pero contamos cosas a alguien. Okay, so in this case, you're just saying. Is it clear? Yes, perfect. Okay, great. Let's continue with 5. The green car on the corner is my father's car. Okay, let's see. This is what we call Saxon genitive, okay? So we use this structure when we want to express the owner, possession, okay? So father's car. In English, we start reading this structure in the opposite way, like in Spanish, al revés, okay? So we don't say the green, that green car on the corner es mi padre el coche, coche el padre, okay? We don't read it like that. We start here, okay? El coche de mi padre. So this S is the possessive, okay? De. So if we start here, el coche de mi padre, el coche de mi padre. Okay, these two are possible, right? But here, el padre de mi coche, okay, doesn't make sense. Here, the same. So we know that C and D are not correct. Okay, so then why are we using this and not this one? We don't use article, okay? We don't use article after the Saxon genitive. My father's car. This is my father's car. This is my sister's book, okay? El libro de mi hermana, my sister's book. We don't say my sister's the book, okay? In Spanish, we use it, not in English. Careful with that, okay? So my father's car, my father's car. Is it clear? Okay, yeah. So remember, we never, ever use the article after apostrophe S, okay, to express possession. The only article is here. My father's car, my sister's book. Okay, great. So let's continue now. Question number 6. So we get here 12, 50 is, what is it? 10 to 1, 10 plus 1, 10 to 12, or 50 to 1. Okay, one important thing here. In English, we always start reading, okay, the time, the hour, by the minutes. We start with the minutes, always, okay? So we don't say it's 12. We start here. So with this, with the minutes. So then, why is not 50 correct? Why is not 50 correct? Okay, well, we start with the minutes, but we have to take into account something. Let's imagine that this is a clock, okay? So if this is a clock, and well, let's say something like that. If the minutes are in this part, in the right part of the clock, like here, okay, we count the minutes. Like it is 15, right? It is 25, it is 20, it is 10, it is 5, okay? But if what we are talking about is the left part of the clock, so this part, then we don't count the minutes like that. Okay, what we say is what is left. Contamos lo que queda. Okay, in this part, contamos lo que queda. So if we are here, we don't say 55. We say 5, because here there are 5 minutes. If we are here, we don't say 50, we say 10. Okay, 10. So that is the case. 10 minutes, right? Because it's 50. Remember, if we are here, we say 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, but here we start counting back. Okay, so 15, 20, 25, because there are 25 minutes here. Okay, is it clear? Okay, so with that in mind, teniendo en cuenta eso, we know then that 50 is 10 because it's 10 minutes left to 1 o'clock. So we have three possibilities here. Sorry, 3 possibilities here. So 50 to 1, not possible. 10 to 12, 10 plus 1, 10 to 1. Great. So why not 10 to 12? We got 10 minutes here and 12 here. Okay, but let's pay attention to this. If we say 10 to 12 is 10 minutes to 12. So that would be 11:50. In 10 minutes, it is going to be 12 o'clock. Okay, in 10 minutes, it is going to be 12 o'clock. Okay, so then, why not this one? 10, 1. Okay, in 10 minutes, it's going to be 1. But here, we have got past and not to. Okay, so remember, past. How do we say that? 10 past 1. 10 minutos pasan de la 1. Okay, so that would be something like la 1:10. Okay, la 1:10. Okay, so 10 past 1 pasan de la 1. 10 to 1 is 10 minutos para la 1. Okay, they count like that. 10 para la 1. 10 pasa de la 1. Okay, so you have to pay attention to this. If we say 10 to 1, we use 2 here in the blue part because it's some minutes, 2 para la hora. But here is 10 minutes past because son 10 pasan de la hora. Okay? Is it clear? Yes? Great. So let's then continue with question number 7. Let's see. You can speak English better than your friend. Can you? Okay. What does it mean? You can speak English better than your friend. ¿Verdad? Okay, that would be something in Spanish like that. Puedes hablar inglés mejor que tu amigo, tu amiga. ¿Verdad? Okay, so then this word in English is used with an auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb depends on the sentence. It's not the same, okay, in every sentence. So which is the one that we need? Let's follow some simple steps. We have to locate first the verb. Which one is the verb? Speak, right? Perfect. Okay. Is there any auxiliary verb, modal verb that we can see? Exactly. Can. Can is a modal verb. So that's going to work like the auxiliary in this sentence. So then we have to look for this in the answers. So let's see. What about D? Speak you. You can speak English better than your friend. Speak you. Speak is the main verb, okay? Not the modal or the auxiliary. So that is not possible. Not speak you. Don't you? Is do here? All right. Do you speak English? Okay, in that case, do would be the auxiliary. But here we don't have do, we have can. So don't is not possible. Well, and then, can you or can't you? Why is not can you? Why is not can you? Well, depending on the sentence, any of these could be correct. So which one is correct and why? Okay, you can speak English. We have to pay attention to this verb, can. Is it affirmative or negative? Affirmative, right? Exactly. This is affirmative. The negative is can't. So when we ask a question in affirmative, this short question, okay, the one that says verdad, would be the opposite. So if we use can, now we have to use can't. Can't you? Okay. if you use here can't in negative, here we would have to use affirmative. That's it. Okay, so then the only possibility here is can't you? You can speak English better than your friend, can't you? Okay, that was great. Next one. Question number 8. Well, that old woman drinks too much. Okay, that's similar to the previous one, but we have to squeeze our brains. Tenemos que pensar un poco. Okay, so that old woman drinks too much. Esa mujer mayor bebe mucho. ¿Verdad? Okay, again, same question, but we have to look for the auxiliary. So same steps. Which one is the main verb? The main verb is drinks. That's it. Drink with the S of the third person. So drinks. Very good. And now, where is the auxiliary verb? That woman too much. There is no auxiliary verb. Is that a problem? Not really, but we have to think. Okay, let's go here to the answers. Drinks she, the last option. Is this an auxiliary verb? No, it isn't, right? Drinks she is the main verb. So this is not possible. But we still have 3 possibilities. So how do we know if it is do, okay, in the third person, or the verb to be? Okay, so that's pretty easy. Let's take a look at the sentence. Drinks. Which tense are we using here? ¿Qué tiempo utilizamos? Okay, simple present, right? The S is simple present. Okay, and how do we create question, or how do we create a negative sentence in simple present? ¿Qué auxiliar utilizamos en negativo o preguntas? Okay, which is the auxiliary verb? Okay, so the old woman, she doesn't drink, right? She doesn't drink. So the auxiliary verb is do. Okay, in this case, does, because it's the third person. But it's not is. She is drinking too much. Oh, she is drinking. Continuous progressive is, verb to be. But here, drinks, simple present. In simple present, remember, do and does. Okay, great. So then C is not correct. So that left us 2 possibilities. Doesn't she or does she? So what did we say in the previous question? What do we have to do? Exactly. We have to look again at the verb. So is this verb an affirmative or negative? Drinks. Affirmative. So then we have to use the opposite. Negative. Exactly. What is the negative then? Doesn't she? Okay, does she? Could be for questions, okay, but affirmative ones. Doesn't she? We need negative. Very good. So that's the answer. That old woman drinks too much. Doesn't she? ¿Verdad? Okay, great. Let's see. Next question. Question number 9. She hasn't gone to the banks yet. She? Has she? Okay, that is the last one that is similar, okay? So, just to know that you understand, I'm pretty sure that you understand. So, she hasn't gone to the banks yet. ¿Verdad? No ha ido aún a los bancos. ¿Verdad? Good. So, let's take a look at the verbs. Which one is the main verb? She hasn't gone. The verb is go. Exactly. The verb is go in the past participle, right? Gone. Very good. Because we have present perfect. Do you remember this tense? Present perfect? Okay. So if this is the main verb, which is the auxiliary, hasn't. Pretty simple, right? Now you can see it very fast. Hasn't is the auxiliary. So that means that does is not possible and are is again not possible. Hasn't or has. Okay, so last question. Is this a negative or affirmative? Negative. That's it. So we have to use the opposite. Exactly. Okay. Has. She hasn't gone to the banks yet. Has she? Has she? Very good. Okay, you got it. So let's move on to the last question. Okay, question number 10. Okay. Your father's car is parked just in the corner. Just in the corner. Okay, so we have to imagine this situation, okay? Let's see. Okay, I'm going to draw here a building, okay? Let's imagine that this is a building, okay? This is a building, like a map of a parking or something like that. And, okay, and that's a road. That's a road. And the car is parked just on the corner. Do you know corner? Esquina, right? Okay, so the car could be like here, right? Okay, so done. Why do we use on and not in, into, or by? Well, we already mentioned into in question number 1. Do you remember? Okay, into is not a preposition of place. It's a preposition of movement. Exactly. Okay, so you go into the building. For example, when you are here and you move here, you go into. Okay, I go into my sister's room. I go into, okay, you move there. Well, but here the car is parked, not moving, right? So into, not possible. Good. By, in, on. Okay, by is a preposition that we use when we want to say that we are near, that we are near something, okay? We are close to something. Estamos cerca de. Okay, estamos al lado, estamos cerca. I am by the river, okay? Estás al lado del río, okay? By the river, very close to it. Okay, but here it's not parked by the corner, no está parqueado cerca de la esquina, right? Está en la esquina. Okay, so then to say en, we have 2 possibilities here. In and on. Good. In this case, on is the correct answer. So can't we say in the corner? Yes, we can. We can use in the corner, but not here. Why? Okay, in and on explain 2 different points of view of the same place. Let me show you. Okay, let's imagine that in this building, there is a person, okay? And this person is inside the building, okay? So this person is now right here, but she moves here. Okay, so where is this person right now? This person, again, is here, right? Right in the corner, right in the corner. So in this case, we are not going to say on the corner. We say in the corner, in the corner. Why? Because it's interior of the corner, okay? When we are in the interior of the corner, okay, we use in because it's inside that corner. Okay? It's like inside the corner. But if it is like that, like the car, it is in the outside part of the corner, right? So it's on the corner. On the corner. That's the difference. Okay? In and on the corner are correct, but in the corner would be like this. Interior, in the corner, okay? And on the corner would be here, on the corner, on the corner, on the corner. Okay? Yes? Is it clear? Great. Okay, guys. So that was the last question. Thank you very much. Okay, I hope you understood all the questions. So, well, remember to follow us on Instagram at slp.english. Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.